there are, I guess, a couple of things that I think are really important to consider if you want to utilize coaching as one of the foundations for, your change program, your transformation program. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about, the very first dimension of, how do I build this coaching approach, this coaching framework as part of my approach to leading a transformation agenda that is going to have a higher chance of success and of achieving the outcomes. The first thing is to really look at the strategic agreement around the idea of using a coaching approach. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that there needs to be buy-in at the highest level or at those influential levels to the concept of using coaching throughout the program of work, of actually being deliberate that one of the strategic approaches that you're going to use in your program of work, in your transformation, is to use a coaching approach. So we need our executive team, we need our key stakeholders, we need, whoever is the program sponsor, the program directors and the senior program leaders, key business representatives. They all need to actually buy into the concept that we're going to use a strategic coaching approach for this program of work. Because if we don't have that endorsement, if we don't have that shared understanding of how we're actually going to do this, then of course we're going to get a really inconsistent approach, and we're not going to be able to tap into the power of coaching throughout the program. So that's the first thing. We've got to establish agreement with everyone that this is how we're doing this thing. So the second key component of this coaching approach, as a key to leading your transformation, is that we need to build capability. We've got to develop our people so that they are equipped with the ability to utilize a coaching approach. And so why do I mention this? Because I know in many organizations there's an expectation that leaders will coach their people, and it's just assumed that people know how to coach. And that's a really big assumption, because a lot of people who believe they are coaching, who believe that they're using a coaching approach, about 70% of those people aren't actually coaching. They just think they are. So they're using more consulting, mentoring, recommending, guiding, but they're not coaching. And so if we want to be using a coaching approach where we're building accountability and we're building engagement and all of those things, then we need to give our leaders the skills so that they feel confident and equipped to have the coaching conversations that we need them to have to foster that communication, to foster, that confidence and commitment. So if we've got strategic agreement that we're going to use a coaching approach and we build capability, then we have confidence that we can actually do this thing, and we can use a coaching approach. Now, of course, as I said, communication is a fundamental part of a successful transformation. We need to let people know what's going on, why it's going on, what they need to do, how they need to do it, when they need to do it, how they can participate, and all of those sorts of things. And so it's really important that we have very consistent conversation, that immediate person to leader type conversation, whether it's individual or in groups. We've got to foster that. And so that consistent communication is really key to the success of not only our transformation, but actually to the success of using our coaching approach to contribute to the success of the transformation. So we really want to have that ongoing conversations, throughout the life of the program, not just at the beginning when we launch or in the middle when we hit a milestone, but all the time, because we're trying to build and maintain engagement, motivation, participation, contribution to the change. And so if we have our leaders who have a toolkit that enables them to have those kinds of conversations, and they're doing it consistently, we build connection with the program of work, connection with our people so that they can contribute, and connection to purpose of why we're doing it in the first place. And with our consistent communication and our agreement that we're going to use that coaching approach, we've got real commitment into the process and the way that we're going to actually do it. And so that's really how we build the steps to our coaching approach, which is, I think, one of the most important keys to leading successful transformation. And it's actually one of the simplest, provided we put some thought into it. We strategically agree that this is how we're going to do it. We build the capability so people are confident to be able to do it. And then we actually do it with our consistent conversations. So I would love to know for you, what are your thoughts around using coaching as a real vehicle to actually support your transformation agenda and intention, so that you can deliver the outcomes that your transformation is intended to, that you actually do achieve those objectives rather than it falling short, rather than you not realizing the benefits or the outcomes or the intention and purpose of this in the first place.